Basketball, you betcha. I'm back. It's the Daily Trainer, and I'm here to give you what you need, guaranteed to succeed in the game that you love to play each and every day. I had the vocals on you on that one. I like that. Hey, I hope you guys like all the things we're doing here on Basketball. You continue to tune in and hit the buttons, and let's get this thing rolling. Okay, today's episode is training versus playing. Right, I talked a little bit about it last episode, but I'm going to go more in depth this episode. Okay, so let's start it off. We have a world and a wealth of trainers, as you can see here. A lot of the same things are online. We're stopping at the free throw line. We're hesitating. We got through the legs. We got combo dribbles. We got bump layups. We got Euro steps. We got bump and fade. We got step backs with the side and the same leg and the pullback and the misdirection. And we can go on and on with the list of moves. But training is being watered down. Yes, I know I am the Daily Trainer and I preach training, but it is being so watered down because the creativity aspect is being taken away, because now you have, whether it's former players or okay players or even good players or good coaches, training what people want instead of what people need. And regardless of how people feel, I understand that you have something to say, and that's okay. I'm going off of what I see. I know all trainers don't post everything they do. They post a feed to get feedback, and I get all of that too. But at the end of the day, I say this because coaching against players, you already know what they're going to do before they do it. And so the training aspect is becoming watered down and being a sense of like where you know what players are going to do without even watching a lot of film on them. And if that's happening when you're coaching against them, imagine what a college coach has to watch when they're recruiting. So now when it becomes a separation piece of your game, you can't separate because you do the same leg step back, you do the same side step, you do the same bump spin, you do the same counter cross, combo that, whoever else does. The only difference now is you're doing it at 5'11" or 5'10", and this other guy at 6'5" is doing it. I'm taking the 6'5" guy over you. Sorry. So now, what else needs to be added in training instead of the feel-good piece? We got to add the heart and effort piece. A lot of people say it can't be taught, but I've been under a couple different coaches who pulled it out of players, and it is a skill that can be taught over time. Can't be taught in a couple sessions, can't be taught over a couple months. But if you have players over time, which you do in high school for the most part, is the longest you'll get a player consistently if they don't transfer. It's a skill that you can teach because it's either give it to me or get out. And when it's that type of pressure on a person, they will either break or they will give you what you need. And so for the most part, training versus playing right now is beneficial, I think, more in the fall and winter time when AAU is calmed down. As it used to be, summer was the time to get better, but now the game is so much about playing in summer that you don't really have the amount of time to work out. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, people work out 2 times a day, 3 times a day. I've seen all the stories. I've seen all the footage. But what are you doing when you work out, right? You're getting in there. And for the most part, I'll touch on this. Pros have success with their kids because they know exactly what to work on. So they're not wasting time with all these other skills, and they know how to direct exactly what skill point they need to be successful in their position. Again, it goes back to having a plan. And I'm going to talk about that as far as training, and then I'm going to talk about having a plan when you're playing. To put it in a real simple context of having a plan, when I go train, what am I doing either day by day, depending on how much money you have, or if you're doing it by yourself, what am I doing day by day in that day, am I keeping data of what I'm doing? A lot of us train and have no clue what we're doing as far as progression. So it's like we go in, we sweat for 45 to an hour, depending on your trainer, maybe hour 15 if you're lucky, hour 30 if they like you. And you're going in and you do all these things. And when you go sit in the car and you're driving back with your parents, they ask you how you felt about your session and you say good. But what did you get better at? Well, I think my dribble got better because I did it a lot. But did it though? I think I got better at layups because I made them in a drill consistently. But did you though? Right? How many did you make on top of how many you missed? Right? Did you do them at full speed? What kind of day was it? Was it more of a learning day? Did you increase your cardio where you are in condition? There's all these things that you, like I said, you can put into certain factors and really break down that are little details, right? Are you stepping properly? Are you taking off properly? It's not about making a shot. It's about how you're doing it and how you're getting into it. And a lot of people don't understand that. Repping it out and seeing it go in is great. And that builds confidence. But there's so much more to it. So again, we got to have a plan on how you are accumulating your data for yourself. You don't necessarily have to have your trainer do it. Do it for yourself. If mom and dad's going to be there, have them note you made 9 out of 17 layups on your drill or whatever. And then accumulate how many shots you're getting in a session. If you go to become a better shooter and you're going to a trainer and you only shoot 20 shots in a session, you're not becoming a better shooter. Okay, so these are things I want you to understand. Again, I'm not talking to knock nobody on training. So don't climb in the comments talking about it. I'm just more talking about being mindful of what you're doing so you're not wasting time. All right, perfect. So training, boom, we got it. That's out the way. And there's ways to train. Like I said, you can look at the page. You can listen to all the other rants that I have on here. But now we're going to go to playing. Okay, and with playing, you need to understand first and foremost, before anything, you need to take care of your body. You can't play basketball. You can't train if you're not available to do it. And so it doesn't hurt right now, but over year 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of hours on hardwood, concrete, or whatever you're training on, it takes a toll. Bodies break down, diets are bad, and you will find yourself hurt in a way where it's not necessarily a knee injury or an ankle injury. It could be a stress fracture. The bone just can't take the impact consistently, and you get that crack into the bone, and then it's a done deal. Okay? And then it becomes an ongoing thing because how long do you rest? How do you rehab so that it doesn't happen again? All these things. So that's just a quick thing to think about when we're talking about playing. That's the first thing that's the most important before you even pick the basketball up. Now, it's in the playing sense, okay? Playing versus training. Playing is always good. But a lot of times you don't necessarily have to play AAU. You can go play in an open gym. But the only problem is people don't play open as much as they did a long time ago. There's still suitable ways to find games. You can still go to your local park, have some lesser players there, or you can organize a thing at your school or with your AAU team and program, especially if they have multiple teams, blue, white, green, black, of whatever the name of the team is. And so when we're looking at that, we look at it as the ability to have moving cones or moving pieces. So regardless of the skill of the players, and sometimes you're going into the gym not being the best player, which is okay. But regardless, you're going to see all the actions that you need to in any game because the setup is always going to be the same. At some point, it's going to be a one-on-one situation where nobody is moving on the floor. And so when that starts to happen, that's where you get a lot of the forcing. Okay. And with forcing the basketball, you have to figure it out. And majority of the times what you see in AAU is there's structure, but then when the structure breaks down, that's when you really see the bad part of AAU. Step back threes. I go in to a certain point where my trainer told me to stop and change speed. So then I don't have it. I'm not comfortable with my dribble. So I turn my back. And when I turn my back, I lose sight of everything. So I'm going into me mode where I pull back, shoot a three, contested, air ball, backboard, rim, whatever it is. It's a miss. So it doesn't matter how you missed it, you missed it. And so overall, we're not even talking about the team aspect. I'm talking about you as the individual, okay? You have to have a plan of how you're going to get better, whether that's in the game, whether that's in an open run. What are you going to do? What are you going to accomplish? If you're a guard, are you going to get a certain amount of assists? Or let's just say your team isn't good enough to do that. How many passes are you going to put people in position to score? Right? How many points are you looking to score? How many paint touches are you getting? All these things are going to matter. And these are stats that college coaches, some may keep on their own that has nothing to do with your point total, rebound total, and a little bit of your character because it shows your demeanor of how tough you are, obviously, to get certain things done. But really, it's just going to come down to you having a plan of what am I doing? Am I going to play 60 games in the summer without a plan of what I'm getting better at? So what are you going to do? Okay. A couple options of what I'm looking for to get better at, right? Obviously, in-game shooting. That's catch and shoot. That's stationary, where maybe I catch it and they don't close out on me and I'm able to catch it and shoot it with a delay. That's also on the move. And then am I trying to get better off the dribble shooting? But again, you have to recognize what you're already good at. So if you're good at one of those, get better at it, obviously, but then slowly improve the next phase of whatever being a better shooter is for you. Then, am I not turning the ball over, right? And this isn't just a guard thing. This is forwards and guards, okay? Can I catch and shoot the basketball? Do I not turn it over? Okay. And then how aggressive am I being when I'm not really touching the ball? Am I being an aggressive defender? Am I crashing the boards? You don't have to get them. Just, are you attacking it? Are you taking one or two people out with you when you go flying there for a rebound? And when you do that, the rebounder, who really is that guy or girl, will come in and clean up that work after you've cleaned out house. So just put it in all perspectives, is focus on goals for yourself. Put yourself in a position where you can visually see your progression without someone always telling you you're doing good or you're doing better. Because if you don't understand what you're doing, and that's with anything, skills, shooting, dribbling, are you getting better, bigger, stronger, faster, right? You won't have success. And it's unfortunate, and more people need to talk about it, but you need to be your best trainer. You need to be your best coach. And if you don't do that, you're going to find yourself in limbo a lot of times. And that's where you find yourself wanting to leave teams and travel and transfer and all these different things. Okay? So I'm here again to give you all the information you need to succeed. Guaranteed. Remember, someone's always working. Are you?